Morning. So today I have to go and collect something, so I thought I would take the bike quickly and stop off at Billy Fiske III. Now Billy Fiske was, from a little bit of research that I've done, was the first American to be killed during World War II, and again, from my understanding, he was from a relatively wealthy family in America, but at the time couldn't sign up to fight as a pilot, so he pretended to be Canadian and was trained, I think, and again I'm making the assumption, I'll put some details in the description below, but was pretending to be Canadian, trained at Brize Norton, RAF Brize Norton, which is still an Air Force base, passed out as a pilot, and then went to Tangmere, which is not so far away from where we are. There's a museum there, World War II museum. So I've read about him a couple of times in various bits of material that I have, and he is on my doorstep. Ah, here we go. See these little slots in the brickwork? They're actually machine gun points for the Home Guard down that road. So there's not a pillar box there. And there's a couple more up here. Again, I mentioned before, Churchill was concerned about invasion from the sea, beach landing, so he planted a load of these little holes in the brickwork. There's one here on the right as we go around the corner. I don't know whether you can see it. It looks like a post box now. This wall's been knocked down, but they preserved it. Just here, down that track there's a pillar box, which I only discovered actually while I was on a run. So yeah, so we're going to go and see Billy Fiske III, or his resting place. He actually was shot down and then survived the landing, crash landed, but incurred severe burns. He was later taken to hospital, and I think he died within the month. It was a bit of an afterthought today, just going to have a look, see if I can find his resting place. There's another slot here in the wall. See there? There's a post box there next to it now. Arundel Castle and Cathedral looking stunning there in the distance. Love coming down this road. There's not one day that I come down, rain, sleet, snow, sun, doom and gloom, that really does make me smile. So we're just going into Boxgrove now. Again, I can honestly say that I have never ever been down this road. Priory Close. Right, I'm going to make the assumption that the church is up here on the right. There, I can see it. The question is, should I turn right there? Church Lane. One would assume that Church Lane leads to the church. And it does. Right, let's see if we can go and find Mr. Fiske. He's really odd walking through a cemetery with a helmet on. Should have really brought something. Pay my respects. I have seen it in a picture. I think it might be this one. I think it is looked after by the Wargrave Commission. It's really difficult, isn't it? What's the etiquette for walking through cemeteries? No. Ah, look, over there in the corner. American flag. He's got a good spot there, looking over the fields. Here he is. So the 4th, he was born on the 4th of June 1911 and he was killed in action on the 17th of August 1940. And I take it they're his parents that passed as well as his father. So William Sr. looks like he died in the same year that his son did, and his mother died 9 years later. There's a sapper next door. I don't know whether you're aware, but I was a sapper, Royal Engineer. th Battalion Reconnaissance Corps, 26 J.R. Tunks, Corporal Roberts, East Anglian Regiment. I think that's Christmas Eve, December 1941, and 3rd of November 1940. Right. Now there is a bit of stained glass actually. Must be here. Battle of Britain. Pilot officer RAF. I'm reading this in reverse. William. I can't read his middle names. Fiske III, 1911, 1940. An American citizen. Killed while flying in combat in the Battle of Britain. Don't we see that's the American flag there? Yeah. Sadly, it looks like it's been damaged at the top. I hope they get that repaired. Beautiful church. I think this was it says there was a priory here, so again you could assume that these ruins here, you can't see any fire damage, but you see the old entrances here that would probably come out into this area, so let's have a look. See if I can find some history on the church. Hello? See if I can find some history on the church at some point. But he's not just... okay. Wow. Awesome. Well, I've got to get going, so this really does conclude. Kingfisher, I don't know if you can see that. Box Grove Priory, remains of the cloisters from 12th century Benedictine Priory and the 13th century guest range. Box Grove Priory was founded in the 12th century. It replaced a small community of canons and probably associated with Box Grove Church since before the Norman Conquest in 1066. Looks like an old water trough, slightly newer. Okay, right. We head back to the bike. Now I'm running late. See, for me, whether you're a religious person or not, there is something magical about the history of these churches. In my world, obviously. I think faith aside, as in religion aside, architecturally, it's sound, isn't it? It stood the test of time, including 2 great wars.